Bye.
Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Mythos Monday. I can't believe we're still fucking here. What's up, Atron? Good to see you. Congratulations, Krim, on getting first after fishing twice in a row. That was a good joke. And thank you, Tobias, for checking in. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing well. I said fish. You had to hit it again. Classic. Seems we're fated to stay here all night. It would seem. It's been the finale for like 3 episodes in a row, dude. I did not expect it to be. I thought maybe 2 parts. Maybe it would be like 5 or 6 hours of content in the last chapter. Bro. We're on part 3, and I am no longer confident that we're going to get through all of it tonight, even. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to finish my first year of grad school. Hell yeah, that's fucking awesome. Congratulations. Huge fan of Fate Stay Night, excited to finish it for the first time. That's been me this whole time. That's a huge Fate fan, excited to read the VN for the first time. That's been me the entire time. So, in unrelated news, it is very... Congratulating everybody who made a typo, you meant grade school. I sure hope not. Too young to be here. This is an 18+ stream, technically. Not that we do anything necessarily strictly 18+, but, you know. Uh, in unrelated news, it's rainy as hell here. I thought April showers led to May flowers, but it's more rainy. It's been more rainy these few days of May than it was like the whole month of April. What the fuck? Shiro and Saber did that one time. Rin was there. Wait. What? Oh yeah, that was yeah, I think I would still qualify that as 18 plus. It wasn't it was implicitly sexual, but also very metaphysical, and so yeah, no, that's not for the faint of heart. That was weird. And then all of a sudden, Saber's just been like putting her hands inside of Shiro casually, which like I didn't know she could just do that. It's very strange, very, very, very strange. Imagine casually putting your hands inside. Never mind. Don't imagine that. Actually, don't. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop that sentence. I'm bailing. No, no. Stop. We can't. No, we're not doing that. It's not what's happening. Instead, we're going to casually put a sword inside of other people. Not a like a literal sword. We're going to kill people, probably. Just trying to find the bone of his sword. Stop. Shut up. Stop. Stop it. Yeah, hey, phrasing! Man, I haven't said phrasing in fucking forever, dude. I miss Archer. That shit was good. Well, I rewatched like all of that show semi-recently. That was some good shit. I miss Archer. Some weird seasons when he was in the coma, though. It all came to a head at the end, though. That was pretty good. I don't know if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about this week. I feel like I'm still struggling to like make schedules because there's so much shit that we've been doing and there's so much shit that's like going to happen. Next week Doom the Dark Ages comes out, and I want to play that day one, and I don't know if I'm even going to be able to. I've done those last couple seasons differently, but yeah, good shit. Yeah, I don't mind what they did, but yeah, the last couple of seasons were a little eh. I liked it though. It was still good. Steel is his body and fire is his blood. We can turn him into a red-hot ball and place him on styrofoam for TikTok content. True. Or a big block of ice. Personally, I prefer the big block of ice. Watching it melt through that, and then the battle between hot and cold. Not that I even watch. I can't do that kind of content anymore. I can't do brain rot content. I can't. I was on Twitter last night and earlier today, just blocking a bunch of meme accounts because I just can't handle it anymore, dude. Like it's just a bunch of random bullshit, and I can't take it anymore. I need some semblance of cohesion. I gotta lock in on life itself. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'm working on figuring out in my brain what I want to do for basically the rest of this month. Because if you may recall, I still haven't finished the Build Your Oshi video for Mori Calliope. I wanted to get that out by the end of April, but then a huge fucking explosion happened, and I have been unable to bring myself to work on that project. Hopefully I will have time to do that this week, in between streaming. But then also, I want to pick up Dark Souls 2 again, because it's been like a week or two, and then we just started a new playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2, which has been fun. The level 1 run has been fun so far, which I expected it to be way more frustrating. I expected it to piss me off a lot more, but I've been having fun with it. Probably the fact that it's one of my favorite games ever is definitely helping. But yeah, that's cool, and I want to keep doing that. And then Doom comes out next week on like Thursday or Friday, and then the week after that is what was it, the 20th anniversary? 25th anniversary of Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, which we have played earlier on the channel on an emulator, and actually has a Switch port now. Like, has an official, like, it's on the Game Boy Advance thing on the Switch. The Game Boy Advance emulator on the Switch. So we might start up a new playthrough of that and choose the Erica route so that I don't lose my entire army in a single map and despair for the rest of forever. So we might do that. But then the week after that, Elden Ring Night Rain comes out. Which, like, I should probably plan a collab for that, right? Get a couple of people who are going to have it on PC, and we'll do a few runs. I should probably look into that. I don't know who would be interested in that. I know Yoon would probably be down, but I don't know if we would have a third. I don't know, because I'm thinking, like, the people that I usually collab with are not, they do not play that kind of game. Like, if L then ring, if finger then hole. Like, Kage, almost definitely not. Bure, maybe, but I don't know if he's, like, played Elden Ring, actually. I don't know if it's ever come up. I don't know if I've ever talked to him about that. Cabby, maybe, but probably not. Sora, almost definitely not. I'm racking my brain here for people that, like, I'd be able to do some Night Rain runs with, but I don't really know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I guess. Maybe we'll find some new Elden Ring content creators. Maybe I'll reach out to some other people that we've rated. Maybe like Katu or Zodi or even Nikto. I think we rated Nikto while he was playing Elden Ring once or twice. I'll see if he's got any plans. I don't know. Opportunity to make some new friends, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of gaming things happening this month, and I am struggling to wrap my brain around figuring out how to schedule things that I want to do. I think Night Rain looks super neat, but I don't know how much I'd actually play it. Yeah, I definitely want to get it, and I want to, like, play it and do some runs, but I will probably drop it after 2 weeks at best. But that's fine. It's fine. Never liked an extraction type game before. Is that what you'd call that? I don't know. Playing the beta, I had a good time. but I feel like I might have an even better time if I was in a call with people who were on my team rather than just randos, whoever happened to have access to the beta or the network test or whatever it was. We'll see. We'll see. Cabby also mentioned wanting to do another repo collab, I think either this week or next week. He mentioned it to me on his stream the other day. I don't know. I'll have to check in with him about that. Because I do want to get back into repo. I feel like more friend slap. More friend slop. Let's fucking go. Yeah, dude, I like repo. I want to play more of it because it's cool and it's fun. But I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like I've just got so much other stuff going on, other stuff that I want to do that I'm having trouble finding the time. Like, I could have tried and organize a collab for it, but even organizing the collab, it takes up time. I hope the term friend slap sticks because it's quite apt. I kind of hate it. Because it's like, man, we're just playing fucking video games, but like, also... Among Us came out, and it exploded, and then there was a bunch of, like, Among Us likes, and then Lethal Company came out, and there was a bunch of other Lethal Company likes, and Repo is one of them. It just happened to really scratch that itch of additional mechanics that really made it more unique, made it more fun. But it does feel like we keep releasing mods to existing games that are just standalone games on their own. It does kind of feel like that. And I don't mean to discourage developers, indie developers, because that's like, you know, like, make your game, make the shit, because if you don't make the shit, then what are you doing? You don't want to end up like me, do you? I haven't made a damn thing. But like, not using it in a derogatory way. Yeah, like that's what it's like, it sounds derogatory because it's slop, but like, yeah. I don't know, I'm conflicted, I guess. It is a funny name. But like, yeah, Lethal Company was good. And fucking Repo was good. I like them, I like these games, but it does feel like, it feels like they're made for streaming, you know? Which, maybe that's just what games are now. Maybe gaming is streaming. Maybe streaming is gaming. Like, maybe those two things are so intertwined that we can never, again, separate them. But it does feel like they're built for streamers. So it's kind of... It detracts a little bit from... I don't know, the purity? That doesn't sound right. But, like, for lack of a better word, it just... I don't know. And that's not even to say that there's no passion in it, because clearly there is. The games wouldn't be good if they weren't, like, if there weren't passion behind them. Phasmophobia might be the progenitor? Ooh, yeah. Damn. I don't know. We're really just like tying a bunch of stuff together arbitrarily, but like it's purely vibes based commentary going on here. But yeah, I like some of those games, but others of those games I don't really get it. Like what was that one where you're like a bunch of camera guys and you go down in the well and there's a bunch of monsters down there? You had to like gather footage. That was one that I skipped. I wasn't big on that. And then there's another one that's kind of like that, where you like play a journalist, and then you go out and you're supposed to get the scoop on like big monsters trashing the town and alien invasions and shit like that. Those like, I get them and I get why people like them, but those are not exactly my cup of tea. But I would see they definitely fall in that same category. If we're friend slop, if that's what we're calling it. Yeah, I don't remember the name of either one of those games. I can picture them in my mind's eye, but I don't remember the name of either of them. I keep wanting to say The Producers, but that's a film. That's completely unrelated. Anyway, that sure is a lot out of me. Let's get into the story, and hopefully we will approach the end at some point today. Whoosh. Alright, I gotta do a couple of things here, hold on. I'm also gonna mute sound alerts and stuff. There you go, pin that. Alright, there we go. I'm reasonably confident that we're going to get to the end of this game before, like, 9 p.m. I'm reasonably confident. Balloon Boy voice, hi. Great, thanks. Good job. You did it. You cracked the code. When last we left off, we were on a bit of a cliffhanger. I believe Kotomine called the name Angra Mainyu while he was lashing at Shiro with the black mud of the Grail that just disintegrates life. That's just what it does. We're cutting back to Saber as she's continuing to duel against Gilgamesh. And things are looking grim, especially with all of the swords all over the place. She'd been blinded by light a moment ago, but now she's cast into darkness. If she had been conscious, she would have seen that it was a black polar light. The darkness was momentary, but it was not darkness. It was a swarm of tiny curses. The darkness sweeps her body away, and the discomfort jolts her to wakefulness. I sigh. The first thing her returning consciousness brings her is pain. Whatever parts of her were not protected by her armor are horribly burned, and her flesh has been brutally savaged by blades of all sorts. She is a dismal sight. I see. So I have. Aya defeated her. Gilgamesh unleashed his noble phantasms, and she could not defend against so many. Then Aya struck her. She barely managed to deflect it with Excalibur, but the damage done to her body was too severe. Her wounds heal on their own without using magical energy, but even the protection of the sacred sword's sheath is unable to return her to full health in an instant. And then... This is it, Saber. I hope you're not still refusing to admit defeat, even in this state. Gilgamesh walks forward, not a scratch on his armor. Saber lays on the ground, looking up at her enemy. There is nothing she can do right now. Nothing can stop him from doing whatever he likes with her now. Gilgamesh. What was that light? Despite the situation, Saber is more concerned about the light. That flash of light. That deep darkness that welled up from the far side of the temple and, for a moment, covered the world itself. She doesn't want to think about it, but that darkness might have been aimed at Shiro. That light just now? You know. It's the curse. Kotomine must have summoned it straight from the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail apparently holds within it something capable of cursing the entire world. The pollution we've seen so far is nothing more than residue leaking from the Grail. And now it seems the main body has emerged. Your master is dead. That can't be. Saber wills her body to move. But she knows she can't. She can't just lay down, though. Lies. Shiro is still alive. She can still feel her connection with her master. It's weak, like the faint embers of a fire on the verge of going out. But Shiro is alive. She has to keep going. If he fights something unheard of or incomprehensible, Shiro will be no match for it. Saber clings to that faint warmth and again wills herself to move. But it's useless. Even the sacred sword's sheath needs a few more minutes to restore her. It's too late. Stay here, Saber. No matter what you do, the Holy Grail will soon overflow. It will be a repeat of 10 years ago. This time, though, the ritual is for you rather than me. The Golden Knight smiles as he turns his gaze up to the burning red sky. Yes, literally, the cup runneth over with evil. He said, Yorokobe! Rejoice, Saber. Once the contents of the Grail have rained down upon you, you will become like me. You will gain flesh in this world and enjoy your second life. Of course, you may not retain your sanity as I have. Saber looks up at him bewildered. She can sense the immensity of the curse. It is a magnificent cluster of magical energy. With so much power, any magecraft would be possible. Were Caster to wield it, the possibilities would be endless. But it's a double-edged sword. It curses humans, and only humans. Even heroic spirits would not be able to remain themselves after coming into contact with that curse. That's when she realizes. Gilgamesh. A decade ago, that corruption even swallowed up the most ancient king of heroes. Then... Gilgamesh. Do not tell me you... He's gone mad. Oh, do you think so, King of Knights? Gilgamesh looks down at Saber, laughing merrily. It's strangely out of character for him, but the look seems somehow appropriate. Do not underestimate me. How could I call myself a hero if I could not drink up something so paltry as a curse? All the world's evil? Ha! It is nowhere near potent enough to contaminate my glorious self. Listen, Saber. A hero shoulders the weight of all humanity. And I did that eons ago. Hearing those words, Saber gasps. She knows in that moment that she will never understand this heroic spirit. His unthinkable arrogance, the staggering ego leading him to believe heaven and earth exist only for him, his ruthless choices that bear no regard for any but himself. All of these things are completely opposite to her own beliefs of what it is to be a king. But he was a king. Even Saber cannot deny that. No other servant than Gilgamesh could have retained their sense of self after being bathed in that immensely powerful curse. Forcing you to swallow the mud may be entertaining, but once you lose your mind, my fun will be over. Let us resolve to be married before that happens. Ah, this is the shot I was waiting for. Look at this, he's holding her by her fucking foot, upside down. This art is wild. Bro's got her by her ankle. This is insane, actually. I love it though. It's such a unique shot. God, it's so cool. Gilgamesh, you are unbelievable. Oh, do you dislike such rough treatment? You had best get used to it. I do not believe in restraint when it comes to women or food. I devour both as I please. Kinky. Alright, I'm sorry, I had... Saber glares up at Gilgamesh as she hangs upside down. So, you're acting out a sense of duty to your master as a servant. Pathetic. I can't believe you gave him your body and soul simply because of the constraints of the command spells placed upon you. No, you misunderstand, Gilgamesh. I do not obey anyone. That is a freedom I have never had. Oh. So are you saying that you will not be mine, no matter what? His red eyes rake over Saber. They are entirely devoid of human emotion. If she disobeys, he will kill her. No matter how attached he may be to something, if it does not obey him, he will simply destroy it. That is simply how Gilgamesh sees the world. Saber doesn't look away. She simply glares hatefully at Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh, I will never be anyone's possession. I belong to my nation. I am a king before I am a woman. She's not saying this to anyone in particular. She's simply expressing the tiny warmth still within her heart. Listen to you. Do not make me laugh, Saber. A country is simply one of its king's possessions. If he cannot rule everything, a transcendent being like a king serves no purpose. Honestly, King Arthur, it is no wonder your own country turned on you. The Golden Knight mocks her for her naivete. Her heart is set now. Yes, you are correct. But listen, King of Heroes. Your arrogance is what destroyed your country. Such fierce spirit. Saber twists her entire body, using the leverage to kick Gilgamesh in the face with her free leg. Gilgamesh releases her. Saber stretches her arms out and arrests her fall, then springs upward. You dare kick a man? It seems you really do require discipline. Saber! She closes her eyes and looks within herself. It is no wonder your own country turned on you. It is not news to her. Since her summoning as a saber, she's been hearing those words over and over. It's different with him. He grew angry with her, as if it had been about him, but he also thought her actions were worthy of pride. She knows what she must do. Even if she has no hope of victory, she cannot stop here. She needs to do something while she can still feel that warmth inside her. She has to get to her master as fast as she can. She's about 8 meters from Gilgamesh. She positions herself at the ideal distance for intercepting an attack, which she's just experienced firsthand. Her body won't move the way she wants. She can barely grip her sword, and her legs are hardly able to bear her weight. Even a weak blow would be too much for her now. But she shows neither weakness nor hesitation. Let me ask you one thing. Even Gilgamesh feels he has to prepare himself. The Golden Knight readies Ea, his eyes on his opponent. Are you quite insane? Saber doesn't answer. But her determination is there to see in her eyes. Fine. Then I will not hold back. The air itself roars. Ea, the sword of rupture from ancient Mesopotamia, is said to have divided heaven and earth to create the world. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes, readies his supreme sword to finally put an end to his enemy. The atmospheric vortex it creates, the sheer quantity of converging magical energy, far exceeds Saber's Excalibur. Be gone. You are no more than an eyesore now, woman. Gilgamesh raises his sword. Saber mirrors the movement in perfect synchronization. Their eyes meet for an instant. Gilgamesh flourishes his sword. But Saber's sword falls to the ground useless. She lacks the strength to activate her noble phantasm. The light which can sever all things bursts through her. Unable to do anything, she is swallowed up by the light. The moment I'm engulfed in darkness, hell itself is imprinted on my mind. The 5 starting penalties: life, body, imprisonment, humiliation, and finance. Let the myriad sins, mud, darkness, and malice continue to surround and punish all. Eliminate human rights through decapitation, exile, and repression. Let the body descend into a state of torment and debauchery. Eliminate group consensus by forfeiting honor. Just going to play a new Leash, but then I remember sound alerts are off. Good call, good call. What's up, Gilgamesh? Thank you for 16 months. That's such a long time. Oh man. I gotta not think about it. I gotta not think about how long. It's fine. It's fine. Ridicule through greed and arbitrary decisions that freeze assets and property. Imprisonment, fines, the death penalty, crimes committed in the name of personal grudges, crimes committed to satisfy selfish desires, crimes committed unconsciously, crimes proclaiming self-consciousness, civil disturbance, solicitation, fraud, theft, robbery, kidnapping, self-harm, violence, arson, bombing, infringement, manslaughter, group violence, professional negligence, overconfidence. Accidents, accidents by intoxication, cover-ups, crimes for personal gain, crimes committed in the name of the ego, crimes committed in the name of love, crimes committed in the name of virtue, crimes committed for themselves, theft and embezzlement, fraudulent cover-ups, contraband, crime, hate, grudge, attack, dirty, you're all dirty, at once, violence, crimes, victims at once, this world is ruled by non-humans. Know your conscience to rectify your sins. Atone. Atone. It's a tone. All right. Well, it runs together. Give me a break. It says atone silence, crimes, victims, atone. Give me. All right. I'm I'm running off the cuff here. Mildly annoyed the pats are never broken on Mythos Monday. Yeah, that's because it's kind of weird the way that it works. As long as I have the browser on that window and there's not too many other windows that I open in front of that window, then it's okay. Sometimes there are too many windows that I have open in front of it and it breaks. Or if I'm on the wrong tab. It doesn't make a lot of sense. If I had a third monitor, then it would never break. But I only have two, so I have OBS on one, basically. I have OBS on one that has all of my Twitch stuff and chat like integrated into it, and then the game on the other monitor. If I had a third monitor, I would put the React stuff, and then it would never break. But now it's like a 50-50. Know the penalty of your sins. Herein lies the goodness of a man, so plentiful that he is unaware of the totality of what he is exposed to. Know the violence used to cover up the crime. Know the authority that hides the crime. The malignancy of man is here, so rare and so hard to find that it stands out in sharp relief. 100 benign, 1 malignant. To balance it out, the malignant shines strong and reigns as a mighty and vicious evil to compete with the benign masses. The 5 starting penalties. For you, 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 for you. Solicitation, fraud, theft, robbery, kidnapping, self-harm, tyranny, arson, infringement. Dirty, 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 you're all dirty. Atone, 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 atone. Violence, crimes, victims, atone, atone, atone. Die to atone. Yeah, okay, that's... I loved that, actually. My brain's going to explode. The mud eating away at my body does not peel off. It mercilessly robs me of my warmth. And I feel the horrible curse crushing all of my senses. Crushing me. Darkness I can't look at directly. Ugliness I can't acknowledge. Crimes I want to run from. All man's sins. I'm going to die. Anyone caught in this darkness wouldn't be able to resist letting it devour them, just from the sheer pain and disgust. But Kotomine said it once. This curse is what killed Kiritsugu. That's enough to banish the darkness. Gilgamesh, thanks for checking in. Oh, the faces. Oh god. Oh, it's like Earthbound or something. It's like Berserk. Yeah, that looks distinctly Berserk to me, actually. Wow. My soul. Heat returns to my body. Blood rushes through me, wounded as I am, and helps me get back to my feet. And why not? I mean, Kiritsugu Emiya shouldered all of this for years. Did he die, his own wishes unfulfilled, because those voices never stopped screaming at him to atone? He said he wanted to be a champion of justice. He ran around like an idiot trying to be useful to someone, and in the end, nobody let him do what he wanted to do. Even so, he still pursued something, the ideals he'd given up on. And then in the end, the words of some silly kid lifted a burden from him, and he finally let himself believe that everything would be okay. I have to stand up. I said I was going to take his place and carry on his dream. If I really am the son of Kiritsugu Emiya, the champion of justice, I can't let the bad guy beat me. Tosaka told me. I need to win even if it kills me. Saber told me. Kotomine is the enemy I have to defeat. Even Kotomine said, if I'm going to fight, I should put my life on the line. That's right. What can I put on the line here, if not my life? I don't have anything else to offer anyway. I desperately leap out of the mass of black mud. I can hear his surprise. My throat is burning. Every breath is like swallowing glass. I don't care. Tears of frustration stream down my face. I might just burst from the sheer anger before the curse can tear me apart. Impossible. Have you truly just shaken the curse off? I push my body, forcing it to run. One hand goes behind my back. I grip the dagger I've been concealing this whole time. Unbelievable. You managed to escape, and your next action is so pathetically foolish. I suppose you must simply have run out of ideas. Shut your damn mouth. I never had a plan in the first place. I run. Kotomine sticks his hand into the waterfall behind him and draws out another lump of darkness. Then you can follow your servant. That light you saw earlier was Saber's defeat. You have no one to help you now. There's no more hesitation now. If I get my hands on Kotomine, he will regret what he's just said more than anything else. I still have a command spell on my left hand. I don't know if I'm alive or dead, but that is the proof, and I can feel the truth of it. As long as I still have my command spell, Saber's still with me. If she's still here, she must have defeated Gilgamesh and be headed to me right now. And if I don't greet her with open arms when that happens, well, I know her enough to know she'll be mad. So I'm going to beat you here and now. To fulfill the promise I made to her. Darkness closes in on me. Kotomine releases a giant mass of curse. My body begins to crumble, starting with the extremities. I won't look away. If this is my role, I'm not done yet. A fault line splits space itself. With a flash of light and a roar of wind, Ea releases a vortex of pure destruction. The sheer intensity prevents Saber from using her own noble phantasm. So she lowers her sword and lets herself sway as if collapsing. The light draws near. Saber's too injured to dodge. There is no shield capable of defending against Ea's attack. That furious dance of light and wind can only annihilate everything in its path. Nothing can stand up to Ea. It is an immutable fact. Both of them knew it to be true. A few hours ago. For once, that astonished cry comes not from Saber, but from the Golden Knight wielding Ea. Ea continues to release its torrent of magical energy, unleashing a ravening beam of destruction. But Saber is on her feet, stepping into the light of Ea's power. Her silver armor screams. Cracks splinter every layer of magical energy protecting her. With not a second to lose, she closes the gap between herself and Gilgamesh. To counter Ea's destruction, Saber releases every drop of power at her command. Searching heat scorches the earth in all directions in a brilliant flash of light. Two titanically powerful swords clash, their power so vast it creates a visible border as the two struggle against each other. But is it all for nothing? Excalibur cannot beat Ea. Even if Saber risks her life and attacks without concern for the consequences, she can only push back just the smallest bit. The scales tilt in favor of Ea, and Excalibur's light weakens, pushing Saber back. I see. So you have lost your mind, Saber. The Golden Knight draws Ea back, but then sees his enemy's renewed, reckless advance, so he pours yet more magical energy into Ea. There's no turning back now. All there is to do is use his full power to utterly annihilate Saber. Ea's segments spin faster, 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 reaching their maximum speed, and the light that envelops Saber cuts Excalibur down. But in the instant before that happens, Saber charges. A tiny opening created by Excalibur's power allows her to take a single step closer. In the instant she reaches that space, her noble phantasm appears. Darkness buffets Shiro as if he were caught in a wind tunnel. There is no avoiding or deflecting darkness that coats space itself. Those swallowed by the darkness can only be consumed by it. Man, we've said darkness more today than we do in a fucking episode of Kingdom Hearts, dude. This is crazy. He's corroding from the fingertips inward. His legs kick at the air as if swimming. His outstretched arms are swallowed up in the black mud. His vision fails him. It's like being erased. Shiro feels himself shrinking, but he refuses to die. Say, fellas, did somebody mention the door to darkness? It's going to be a long time in our run before we get to that scene. We got so much shit to do before that happens. God damn. He tries not to look away, pours every ounce of strength he has into resisting. He fights the darkness covering him, the pain trying to melt his body, and the curse trying to dissolve his mind. It's all in vain. No human could resist this corruption. And yet he continues to move. His arm is still raised, held out, trying to grab something. But his heart is already broken. His thoughts are smothered in darkness, and soon it will consume him. But in that moment, you are my... Why did he remember that voice? A light in the darkness. The moment he realizes it's that light, everything runs in reverse. The switch flips. His thoughts gain speed, creating crackling sparks, and form the shape with astonishing speed. He murmurs the spell to begin projection. In that instant, it's complete, skipping every step of the manufacturing process. He didn't need to reproduce it from scratch. The shape had already been engraved onto his very soul. It had been a part of Shiro Emiya for so long that he'd perfectly memorized it. Fucking calm the jams in chat, let's fucking go. You were my sheath. His fingertips, desperately reaching, move again. They grab hold of the object he created without concentration or spellcasting. The world turns on its head, darkness eradicated by golden light. In Shiro's grasp, duplicated flawlessly, is Saber's sheath. And so, as Aya's all-destroying light burns away everything in its path, Saber releases her own noble phantasm. What appears before her is, without question, the sacred sword's sheath. The mystics which shroud it are unknown, but the sheath repels Aya's light. No, this is beyond simply defending its wielder. Instead, it cuts her off completely. The wall that keeps the filth of the outside world from fairyland, a world that cannot be reached, forever isolated from the rest of the world. Saber is protected by the sheath of the sacred sword, and for a moment, she exists apart from all reason and logic in this world. It is the greatest protection in the world. Nothing, not even the 5 magics, can pierce this perfect defense. And so the sheath is named Avalon. Avalon. It is the place King Arthur is said to have gone after dying, the utopia the king dreamed of, but could not yet reach. Gilgamesh sees the Grim Reaper raising its scythe. But it's too late. Ea won't stop rotating, and Gilgamesh can't retreat. How could he? Who could ever have believed an attack with so much magical energy, such unimaginable power, could ever be blocked? And it is here that we take our first ad break. Sorry. This is when it's happening. At least we get the fucking jam for more. Ads will go off any second now, I promise. Ads will happen. It's about to go down. I don't see the ad timer. It's gonna happen. Jam with non-stop wind, real. Call hacks. There it is. There they go. Hell yeah. Toggling all the toggles. Oh wait, hold on. I have something for that. Hold on. Yep. There you go. I have to do those ones manually. Something was missing. What? Is there something else? Your grounds? What do you mean? They're right there. Oh, was. There, yeah. There you go. Yeah, I have to do those ones manually because of the way... Like, I would have to set up multiple, like, redeems to move each crown individually, because there's the 3 silver crowns that are a part of the model, right? And then there's the Zant helmet and then the Repo head that are assets in VTube Studio. So because they're VTube Studio assets, that they're separate entities. So it's not like a toggle. It's like its own thing that I had to set up separately. So it's not possible to move them all at the same time. I have to do it manually. Got the Paul Rudd Nintendo Switch 2 ad. Stop giving me Switch 2 ads. I already bought it. What more do you want from me? Buy another 5. Small indie company they needed. Small indie company, Nintendo. Ugh. They're really gonna have to sell me on a Switch 2, bro. Mario Kart looks amazing, but it's not a console seller for me. They'll have to make like a new Fire Emblem that's better than Three Houses. Or remake an old Fire Emblem, I don't know. Donkey Kong Bonanza, that ain't gonna do it for me, bro. That ain't gonna do it for me. I don't know what they could possibly come up with on the Switch 2 that would get me to buy one, honestly. Maybe a new Zelda, but like a new Zelda with the old formula. Even then, I don't know. I don't know, man. It would have to be really good. Wouldn't do it for me on its own, but the Switch 1 eShop is slow as fuck, and my sister wants a Switch but isn't really a gamer. Oh, well, yes, alright, so there you go. There's a scenario for you. That makes sense. Yeah, you get the upgrade and sister gets the hand-me-down. There you go. That's classic sibling behavior. Alright, ads are over. Getting back into the story. Back into the action. With the beat drop. How dare you stoop to such a petty trick! Her armor is gone. A streak of blue surges forward. Saber's armor is gone. I just said that, thanks. She shed her armor so she can use its magical energy in her sword. I'll be hearing this wind for the rest of forever. Oh, he's pissed. I'll rip in pieces, Gilgamesh. It's been nice knowing you. The moment he takes the sheath, the darkness is dispelled. The darkness surrounding Shiro Emiya, the darkness that contaminated his body, fades all at once. Impossible. But this should come as no surprise. The sacred sword's sheath protects its owner. That filthy mud could not possibly destroy the embodiment of the utopia the girl sought. He runs. In the instant the darkness is dispelled, he moves with all the speed of a comet. Projection. Who the hell are you? The priest, so assured of his own strength, and the boy, who could afford no such arrogance, face off. It is but an instant, but that instant decides the battle. Shiro Emiya runs, sometimes stumbling onto all fours. In one hand he holds the dagger. He scrambles forward on his hands and knees toward the priest. Shiro doesn't stop. He thrusts the dagger of retribution into the priest's chest. Minecraft movie brain rot has ruined the words "Who are you?" for me. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. The priest turns slowly. Before he can leave, Shiro steps down on one foot to ground himself and turns in a circle using the momentum of his dash. He inverts himself like a top, and he floods his left hand with magical energy. And like a whirlwind, punches the dagger into his chest. That is so cool. Bassett Fraga McRemits, is that you? Holy shit. Bro, fucking between Shiro and oh man, what was his name in Witch on the Holy Night? This fucking Naoko's boyfriend. I forget. It wasn't Soichiro, was it? Sojiro, yeah. Between Sojiro and Shiro. These motherfuckers out here punching the bad guys. Hell yes. Just square in the chest, bro. Let's fucking go. Oh, man. His magical energy pours into the Azoth blade, along with a word to trigger its release. Sojiro, Shiki, Shiro. All S names. True. It's almost like a motif or something. Saber swings her golden sword. She must not have had the energy to push herself back up. Saber keeps her sword down, head down. Gilgamesh stares, wide-eyed at the night, as she cuts him in half. In the silence after, the wind whispers through the compound. There remains not a trace of the light that had flooded the area seconds ago. The two knights do not exchange words. They simply stand, facing each other as the battle ends. Gilgamesh sighs. He lifts a hand and traces a finger along her cheek, as if to check the knight. Such an impudent woman. You opposed me to the very end. His golden armor begins to fade. The bloody king of heroes starts to disappear. But I shall forgive you. Some things are beautiful precisely because they are unattainable. Tobias, you wanna get that for me, please? Thank you, sir. His finger slips away from her. The arm he'd raised to touch her falls weakly. I suppose it was inevitable then that I would lose to you. Yeah, it seems like they always show up at the exact moment that you're doing something. like every time it happens, it's uncanny and kind of funny. He clicks his tongue in displeasure. And then at the end, farewell, King of Knights. It was certainly entertaining. He smiles ironically and vanishes. Pale blue sparks flicker along the priest's form. They spread in all directions from where the dagger protrudes from his chest. No flesh falls away, and there's no sign of bleeding. Even so, the battle comes to an end. He's not even looking at me. Instead, he stares down at the dagger in his chest in confusion. The wind is blowing. A gust of wind blows from the hollow overhead, muffling the sound around him. In the silence that follows, why do you have that sword? Kotomine's voice is low, mumbling. It's not mine. Tosaka lent it to me. I'm not sure how long he was thinking. He takes a deep breath and finally moves, having been motionless from the moment I charged him and impaled him with the blade. I see. I once gave it to some girl as a gift, maybe 10 years ago. Yes. No wonder I've gotten so weak. Kotomine collapses. I watch it all unfold. Even on the brink of death, he spoke of himself as if he were talking about someone else. Finally, the priest sinks into that which he summoned, the very thing he wished for. And that is the end of Kirei Kotomine. The true end of a long battle. With the enemy defeated, only one task remains. The dark hollow in the sky. The mud has stopped pouring from it, but that eerie void continues to quicken. It's the Holy Grail. The omnipotent Grail said to be given to the winner of this war. The wind howls. With Kotomine gone, the power binding Ilia vanishes. Ilia's been released from the hollow, and now she sleeps beside me. She doesn't seem to be in danger of dying. She'll probably wake up after we go home and have Tosaka look her over. The war has ended. No one else will get hurt. We won't have to lose anyone else now. No more masters, and the servants will disappear now that their roles are over. I knew this was going to happen. I climbed those long stairs with her earlier. We've already said our goodbyes. All that's left is to bring the curtain down on this whole war. I look up at the hollow and wait, my heart as empty as that void. And then she appears. She walks straight towards me, looking no different than when we first met. This is pretty good for a Collide AU spinoff. Bro, shut the fuck up. God, every time somebody mentions Collide, I have actual flashbacks. It's not okay. She stops once we're close enough to touch each other. We neither ask about each other's well-being, nor offer any congratulations. This has already been decided. There's only one thing left to do. I will destroy the Holy Grail. That is my role. Saber starts walking forward. The strong winds coming from the hollow that do not deter her. She approaches one step at a time. She's within range. She quietly readies her sword and looks up at the black hollow. I just watch from where I stand. I clench my fists so hard they bleed. I bite my lip and I try to hold back the feelings fighting for expression. I try to burn the image of her into my mind. And then, Master, your orders, please. Without your order, I cannot destroy that thing. Her back still to me, she tells me to use my final command spell. When the Holy Grail is destroyed, Saber will disappear. No. Since Saber will destroy the Holy Grail with her own hands, she won't have to become a servant. She only became a servant because she sought the Holy Grail. Destroying the Holy Grail should also void her contract, since she will have chosen to do it. The moment she destroys the Holy Grail, her life will end, but she will remain king forever. Shiro, I would like to hear it from your own lips. I hear Saber. Every time I hear her voice, I want to scream. I want to tell her not to go. I want to scream my real, honest desire. I want her to stay. And yet, I can't ever say that. I love Saber. I want her to be happy more than anything else, and I want to be with her forever. But if I really love her, it's not what I should be doing. I love Saber for fighting her hardest, even when she was wounded. She gave up on everything, and while she was torn apart, she still held to her conviction, even to the very end. If I think that is beautiful, if I think that is something worth protecting, then I can't destroy everything she stood for just for my own happiness. She was born a king, and that's how she lived. Nothing can change that. From the moment she drew the sword and made her vow she was king, nothing else. That is her conviction. She fought her battles until the very end, believing she was doing the right thing. The dream of a young girl named Artoria. She abandoned her own life and chose to be king. She chose to fight. Even when she was told that everything she does would go unrewarded, she still wielded the sword and kept to her vow as king. That lasted for many years. I can't do anything to tarnish the pride she held to until her final moments.
Saber.
Saber. Fulfill your duty, please. My voice is heavy with emotion. Light flares around us. The brilliant ray cuts the hollow in front of us in half, leaving no trace of it. Nothing remains. The mountain's summit has been blasted away, leaving only a smoldering wasteland behind. In the distance, the first rays of dawn light the sky. A glimmer of gold peeks over the horizon. My left hand hurts. The final command spell disappears. And then I accept that it is finally over. So, it has come to an end. Yeah, this is the end. There's nothing left. I see. Then our contract has also ended. I was your sword. I defeated your enemies and protected you. I am glad I could keep that pledge. Yeah, you did well, Saber. I don't know what else to say. Saber's far away. I don't try to run to her. The sun rises. The wind starts to pick up. A golden glimmer shines, seeming to last forever. In it, there is one thing I must tell you. I can hear the determination in her voice. Yeah, what is it? I try to at least sound strong. Saber sways. She turns. Saber looks straight at me and says, her voice clear, I love you, Shiro. Aishiteru. She said it. The wind blows over the mountaintop. For a moment, I close my eyes, blinded by the morning sun. Then I open them again. I don't think I was surprised. I just had a feeling. Our goodbye was always going to be like this. All I see is the wasteland. Saber is gone, carried off by the gusting wind. Just like when she appeared. She left with grace, without a trace. Yeah, that's so like you. There are no regrets in my voice. Every memory, both of what I've lost and of what I've gained, remains in my heart. I'll keep them all there, forever. I look out at the rising sun, hoping I never forget any of this, that none of it fades from my mind for a long time to come. I watch the morning glow spreading over the distant land below. It reminds me of the golden fields she'd fought on. Epilogue. There's more. I hear a creaking sound. It's the old, heavy, rusted door of the shed opening. Light pours in through the crack in the door. It's enough to wake me up. Senpai, are you awake? I don't even need to look to know who's approaching. There's only one person in this whole universe that uses that word. It must be that time already. I take a deep breath and open my eyes. Good morning, Senpai. It's time already. I see that. Morning, Sakura. Thanks for waking me up. It's nothing. I knew you'd wake up anyway, so I didn't need to do anything. Got it. So, how come you came all the way out here to wake me up? It's no trouble. I just wanted to wake you up this morning, so I woke up half an hour earlier than usual. Today is a special day, after all. Oh. Then I remember. That's right. It is a special day. Sakura, I don't think I even need to ask, but Fujine's not here yet, right? No, Miss Fujimura is not here yet. Oh, but Ilia is already here. I knew it. If Ilia is here, then that can only mean one thing. Crap. Sorry, Sakura, but I need you to take care of breakfast this morning. I'm going to go and wake Fujine up. Oh, okay. Good idea, Senpai. Luckily, I was up late last night, so I'm still in my work clothes. I'm glad I don't need to change to head out. I'll be back in 10 minutes. You're in charge of the house until then. Yes, you can count on me. Hey, Shiro's awake. Yeah, I just woke up. I'm going to go wake Fujine up, so go help Sakura with breakfast. I pat Ilia on the shoulder and head to the front entrance. She beat me to it! I said I was going to wake Shiro up, Sakura! Ilia fumes at Sakura as she stomps over to the shed. This sort of thing is hardly unusual anymore. Ilia said she wasn't going to return to her home country, so I talked to Fujine about taking her in. She was vehemently opposed, and suggested that she would take in Ilia at her house. Since then, Ilia has been staying at the Fujimura house, and of course, she's been coming over with Fujine mornings and nights. It goes without saying that they're coming for breakfast and dinner. The two have been living together for 2 months now, and they're practically joined at the hip. When I pass near the shed wall, I hear Sakura and Ilia talking. Ilia's pretty blunt, so I thought she wouldn't get along with Sakura, but that doesn't seem to be the case. They're like an odd couple. Ilia is energetic, while Sakura is more laid back. It seems they get along in spite of their differences. In fact, Sakura has regained her usual cheer thanks to Ilia. Ever since Sakura's older brother Shinji disappeared and was listed as missing, she'd stopped smiling. She must have sensed that he had something to do with the mass coma incident at school. Fretting over Shinji, Sakura shut herself away. It was Ilia who forced her to get over it, and Sakura is her normal, cheerful self whenever she's with Ilia. Yeah, Sakura's smiling again. I'm truly happy about that. Sakura's most herself when she's smiling that gentle smile of hers. Oh, Ilia's so mean. I even offered her a little extra pocket money to wake me up no matter what. Fujine is in tears as she shovels breakfast into her mouth. I had no choice. If I waited for you to wake up, I would be late, and I worked enough to earn my pay. If you want me to work harder, then you should just raise my allowance rather than giving me a little extra sometimes. I know you get money from grandfather too. Why is this child such a miser? Nobody will like you if you're so stingy at such a young age. That's okay. As long as the person I like doesn't think like that, I don't care what anyone else thinks. Oh, by the way, Taiga, I want the money you borrowed from the other day back. It was payday 5 days ago, right? How do you know that? Taiga told me. I can give you the details of the conversation if you like. Ilia grins wryly. Unlike her more friendly relationship with Sakura, Ilia and Taiga are practically cats and dogs. Ilia gets really mean with Fujine. Even her smile reminds me of a certain someone's smirk. You got until tomorrow. If you can't pay me back, I'll take it out of your allowance, Taiga. What? I can't believe grandfather told you about that. Yep, I'm with him all day. Raiga even said I'm cuter than you, Taiga. Raiga and Taiga is... I mean, yeah, but... Whoa! What have you done, Shiro? This girl is the devil! She's going to take over the whole Fujimura group! More importantly, we just got raided! What's up? What's up, Doc? Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome in! What is up, Raiders? My name is Conla Redleaf, aka Conla the Kingslayer, the Wandering Wolf Boy Warrior. Awoo! And today, we have finally finished the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. It doesn't look like we have, but trust me, this is the epilogue. It's coming to a close. You've missed, like, the big finale, so congratulations on dodging the spoilers. Get wrecked, check the pinned message, got him. Tobias, see if you can refund those points. I don't know if it works the same way for sound alerts, but see if you can refund those 100 points. Hold on, let me get you a shout out really quick here. Hold up. Typers. There you go. Or has he got 1,200 points? Yeah, but you could have 1,300. Got a blue screen in the middle of my quiz shows. Oh no! Oh no! That sounds like a nightmare. That's horrible. I hope it turns out okay. Thank you so much for the raid, Doc. If you need to raid and run, get yourself a bite to eat, get some rest, do whatever. Don't let me hold you up, but if you're sticking around, I hope you enjoy the falling action, as it were, of returning to daily life. It's a little cozy. I don't think we're gonna end up going too much longer, because we're kind of, like I said, this is the epilogue, so we're coming down. Streaming via Streamlabs to Discord. And was recording and forgot to turn off my wallpaper engine. Oh, so you just it was just everything at once, huh? That's that's fun. That's great. We love that. Using every inch of CPU and RAM all at the same time. I had to go into mod view to refund those points. Yeah, fucking that figures. Dude, mod view is so weird. I didn't understand that there was like a separate thing for that until I was modding your stream, Tobias, with that whatever it was that one time. I think it was milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. I think that's what you were doing. And I was like, oh wow, this is weird. I didn't realize that, because like moderating as the broadcaster is way different. I didn't like mod view is very strange to me. Do I have to raid and run this? I'll leave my squaddies in your hands. Thank you very much. I will take good care of them. Yeah, wallpaper engine does eat a lot of resources. You gotta run that in performance mode, or just turn it off sometimes. Lucky for me, I have a rocket PC with like a 4080 in it, so I don't tend to have too many issues. The only issue I tend to run into is heat. Not that it overheats, but like it gets sweltering in the room that I'm streaming in. It's like I really. It's horrendous. Next stream we play Hopscotch VR. I don't think I can stream from my VR headset. I have a VR headset that Yoon gave to me. I haven't used it in a while, but like, man, like there's a way for me to do it so that I can capture what I'm seeing. But man, is it jank as hell. I have 48 gigabytes of RAM, a 3080 Ti, and a Ryzen 7 5800X, and I feel like my room gets boiling. Right? Yeah. And we're like, it's coming up on summer now. God damn, dude. It's gonna be horrible. And like, and you live in Houston. Oh no. Bro. Oh fuck. I've been to Texas once. It was for WeebCon last year. It was, what was it, the Dallas area? I think it was just outside of Dallas. Yeah, it was just outside of Dallas. And man, it was just hot, dude. Like, I did a cosplay where I straight up didn't have a shirt on, and thank God, because I would have melted otherwise. I'm from, I was gonna say I'm from the Great White North, but that I would not be beating the Canada allegations. I'm not Canadian, but I am from the northern part of the country. So, like, I don't do well with the heat, man. I do not do well. Does Houston have a ton of houses? Very fucking funny, Tobias. Oh, man. But yeah, and that was like March. That was the end of March that WeebCon was. And it felt like the fucking middle of summer, dude. I couldn't handle it. Colin not beating the Canada allegations. Yeah. Last summer it was 106 all July and 96% humidity. Actually kill me in Minecraft. That, oh my god, I would not survive. 106 and 96%. I might actually die if that happened. I don't know. That, oh god, how do you function? That is too much for me. That is far, far too much for me. Anyway, very carefully. That's a good answer. Anyway, let's get back to the wrap up. Lots of water. Yeah, lots and lots. More importantly, why does a grown woman still get an allowance from her grandfather? That's a pretty good question. Fujine is like 28 or something, right? See you later, Shiro. You're coming home early today, right? Then I'll wait here, so come home quick. Yep, I'll try. Take care of the house, Ilya. Going to the gym, bro. I would be able to, like, go do my job, whatever it was, and then I would come home and immediately go back to sleep. Buck naked, no blankets, probably. In the shower while it's running. I can't. Dude, even just thinking about it is stressing me out. She might as well just live in this house for all I care. Dummy. Fujine sulks as she hides behind my back. Yeah. Buck up, Taiga. Don't give Shiro such a hard time. Ilya shrugs off Taiga's comment. Looks like Fujine isn't really in a position to push back against Ilya. Well, I'm going ahead. Don't dawdle and wind up late for school, Shiro. Fujine lets out an engine roar and disappears like a speeding bullet. She got her driver's license last month. Since then, she's been late for school a lot less often, but now she has a new nickname, Rocket Tiger. Or Rocket Diver. She's the only one who doesn't know about it. I stretch and take a deep breath. Sakura already left for school. She ate a pretty big bowl of rice this morning, so she must be pretty driven today. A moped isn't a speeding... Yeah, well, like, they're in, like, a... They're in, like, a city, semi-suburban area. It's, you know, it's fine. Don't... Yeah. It's faster than walking, basically, is... Today's a big day for the Kyudo Club. Ah. Now that she's the vice captain, Sakura must be really determined and enthusiastic today. Alright, I should go to school too. Today is April 7th. Did it? Damn. We overshot that by a lot, huh? Well, I guess it's been 2 months, because the story took place between the first, like, 2 weeks or so of February. So, yeah, and I think you mentioned it was 2 months. Schools are starting the new school year, and the season has gone from the cold of winter to spring. We start the school year in April. It's been 2 months. Yeah, there you go. I feel like a lot has changed since she left, but the changes all seem minor. Winter is over, and it's finally spring. That's the only thing that's changed. I might have grown and matured, but I'm not a different person or anything. So, not that much has changed. Shiro Emiya is still clumsily stumbling along in Kiritsugu's footsteps. Morning, Emiya. Fancy running into you in the morning. Hey there. Nice weather we have today, Tosaka. I wave in greeting. Enjoy your lurk, thanks for hanging out. But is this really a coincidence? We run into each other almost every day. Well, sure, we never ran into each other that often before. Run into each other? Tosaka narrows her eyes and glares at me, unhappy about how I phrased that. I don't think getting angry so early in the morning is good for you. Okay, but what about the part where Shiro is arrested for murdering Kotomine with a dagger? I don't know how any of the rest of this is covered up. Probably the Mages Association. Don't worry about it. Tosaka, did you start leaving your house earlier? You always arrived later. You were never early or late to school. That's not true. It was just a coincidence that we never saw each other. Did you know your house and mine are in opposite directions? So if we woke up at a normal time and walked down the hill at the same time, we would naturally meet up here. Huh. That's news to me. And I guess that's not so surprising. Wait a minute. That's only possible if our daily schedules are the same. For Tosaka to reach this intersection at this hour, she'd have to wake up at 6 in the morning. But that's... Tosaka, you must be exhausted. I just come right out and say it. What are you talking about? I'm not tired, and I'm not pushing myself either. Why would you say that? Well, because you're not a morning person. If you go to school while you're half asleep, your goody two-shoes front might collapse. You'd be a goner if you fell asleep in class. If someone woke you up, you'd go berserk, and they'd see your true, terrifying face. Like, who dares disturb my slumber kind of terrifying. I would never do something like that. I would never make a mistake like that just because I woke up 30 minutes earlier. Oh, so you did wake up earlier than usual. Oh, come on. It doesn't matter what time I get up. If you have time for trivial questions like that, then get to school. Tosuka huffs and looks away. She has a point, so I'm going to let this go and just resume our walk to school. We walk up the hill. The townscape below has bloomed into a springtime scene. The breeze is pleasant, and the leaves of the cherry blossom tree planted near the school dance on the wind from time to time. It makes me smile. Hey, are you mostly going to your job this week? Not that it matters to me, since it's your time and all, but you're not overworking yourself, are you? No, I got a day off today. I heard the Kyudo Club was holding a welcoming party for the new members, so I figured I'd bring Ilya to hang out. Whoa, you got guts. You don't even bat an eye bringing Ilya to school. You're something else. Huh? Is that bad? Ilya seemed bored, so I thought this would be a good distraction. It's bad. Anyway, I might swing by too. It's hard to be bored with Ilya around, and most of all, it's too dangerous to just ignore this. I'm grateful to hear her say that. Tosuka understands Ilya much better than Sakura or I do. It's not just that she periodically checks in on Ilya's health. Tosuka and Ilya are both proper mages. Ilya still doesn't fully understand that she needs to hide the fact that she's a mage, so Tosuka's been a great mentor for her in that regard. And so, things are starting to settle in their respective places. The new priest the church dispatched has already repaired most of the damage from the Holy Grail War, and we've more or less gone back into our ordinary lives. There are things lost that we can never get back, yes. But the wounds are slowly healing, and I should be glad to know that some of the regrets I felt before are slowly fading. But that was unexpected. Tosuka mutters under her breath. She looks down at the town, her tone serious. Huh? What was unexpected? Well, I thought you'd be depressed. I was worried it would take a while for you to recover from all this. Well, 2 months is kind of a while. She's talking about the girl who's not with me now. It's been 2 months, and this is the first time we've brought up the golden-haired girl. Yeah. I didn't think I'd be able to recover from it either. I was going out of my mind just thinking what might happen afterward. But when it actually happened, you acted the same as always. You didn't seem depressed. You were even acting like nothing happened the next day. That's when I started to get worried about whether you were really okay or not. I can't really explain it, but it felt like you were going to die in some freak accident the next day or something. Freaking... what? How does me seeming fine end with me dead? Things like that happen. A person just accidentally achieves their lifelong goal, then keels over and dies. The moment they think they don't need to live anymore, a car runs them over, or they just fall down a set of stairs. Huh. That's a little hard to get my head around. I guess she's talking about dying after living a full life, or resting in peace, maybe. That's why I was worried that was going to happen. You know, there are times it's more normal to get spectacularly depressed. What? Would you have comforted me if I got all depressed? Of course not. I would have kicked you in the butt and made you get over it in a day. I was just disappointed I didn't get the chance. turns away, displeased. It's so funny I can't help bursting into laughter. What? Was that funny? No, your tough-as-nails line was just so you. It was a relief. We continue walking, enjoying the spring sunshine. The hilly road is long, and it looks as if it continues into the endless blue sky. Then she brings something else up, surprisingly casually. So, you don't have any regrets? You know, about Saber being gone. Her eyes are on the sky as she speaks. Yeah, I don't have any regrets. Probably. I'm not trying to put up a front. I even surprised myself with how at peace I sound. Nothing was left unsaid, so I don't regret anything. Everything went into the moment we said goodbye. What I wanted to do. What she dreamed. Maybe we were both stubborn. Maybe I really should have grabbed her hand and made her dream come true. But there was something we both felt was beautiful, and we both desperately tried to protect it until the very end. I have no regrets. As she properly ended her time, I can't let myself be stuck in those memories forever. Huh. So you've already settled the matter for yourself. So that's why you're not depressed. And you're just going to drown in your memories. Yeah. But I still dream about her. I'm going to remember her for the rest of my life. One day, my memories of her will fade, and I'll forget her voice and her mannerisms. But still, I'll never forget what happened, or that I loved her. Tosaka doesn't say a thing, but for some reason, she looks elated. She's practically skipping now. What's going on, Tosaka? What's the rush? Did something happen? Nothing. I just want to get to school quickly. So come on, hurry, Shiro, or I'll leave you behind if you're too slow. She turns around and starts to run up the hill. What the hell? Why would she push herself when she's not a morning person? I grumble, then sling my bag onto my shoulder and run to catch up. It's only 7:30 in the morning. It's too early for students who aren't involved in any club activities, but I guess there's nothing wrong with getting to school early. I run up the hilly road that seems to stretch into the sky, and I reach the school earlier than usual. Today's the first day of the school year. If I want to celebrate, I need to shake off old memories. Remnants of my memory will never go away. But I still need to go on, even if the emptiness in my heart makes me cry. The blue sky is off in the distance. It feels so close. But even if I reached out, I could never grasp it. I've never looked to the stars before. There are unreachable stars and unfulfilled wishes. Nothing of ours remains behind. So someday, my memories of her, even the image of her face, will disappear. And yet, even if I can't ever reach her, something will remain in our hearts. There may be nothing physical left, but we both shared time together and looked up at the same things. If I can remember that, I can believe that we're still together, even across such a great distance. Some things are bound to disappear, but others never will. So I'm going to keep running. If I push far enough, I might one day reach what I was aiming for. The new beginnings of spring, after the end of a harsh winter. I Ahead up the hill under the same blue sky, she looked up and saw. The battle is over. This is her final battlefield. The battle that split her country in half and ended with the king's victory. The knight runs to her. The battle is over, the blood-red sun has faded, and now the darkness of night covers the battlefield. The hill is littered with corpses and curses. All that resentment tries to drag the survivors down with it. Through it all, the knight runs, breathless. He grips his horse's reins as the wounded white steed does its best to keep up. The knight and the white horse are the only survivors. Draped over the horse's back is the wounded king. Your Majesty, King Arthur, this way. The knight must be wounded himself, but he runs with all his might. The king he serves is on the verge of death. Even after defeating the rival king in single combat, his king sustained a fatal wound. The knight knows there is no hope here. His king will die soon. Please stay with me. If we manage to reach that forest, you shall. He calls desperately to his king. Or perhaps the knight truly believes that his king is immortal. So long as they have the guidance of the sacred sword, the king will never perish. With labored breathing, the knight crosses the mountain of corpses and heads to a forest that has not yet been stained in blood. He knows of his king's immortality. So he believes that if he can only escape with this cursed battlefield and lead the king somewhere pure, the king's wounds will be healed. Or rather, he hopes. Unlike the other knights, he always believed in his king. The king had always been isolated at court, shunned by the knights, and feared by the people. But the knight was proud of the young king, who never revealed any personal feelings, no matter the situation, and always remained idealistic. The knight did not serve his country, and that is why he entrusted his sword to his king, strove to aid his king, and rose to the position of the king's personal guard despite his young age. The king whose true face can never be seen. The boy tried to be fair and selfless, and did not allow his personal feelings to interfere with his duties. Rather, he hoped that if he could someday get close enough, he could see his king's real face. That is his greatest desire. He wants so much to see his king's true face. Not the stern countenance the king bore on the battlefield, but his king's true face. A smiling, laughing, human face. That moment would surely come in court, when the king is relieved of all duty. Even the most perfect king cannot be on edge all the time. The knight was proved wrong, though. What he learned defied his expectations. He reached the rank of Imperial Guard and stood guard at the king's side. He guarded the king more closely than any knight, and was always observed the king's behavior. But the moment he wished for never came. His king never smiled. Why does that make him so angry? The king should radiate glory, having achieved such success. But never once did the king seem at ease, even for a moment. He couldn't stand it. He wanted to believe this shouldn't happen. And so he wished for his king to be rewarded with light. That has yet to be accomplished. The king still remains solitary, and so the knight refuses to accept his king's death. It cannot end here. If it does, this great king will never be rewarded. Your Majesty, please stay here. I will summon reinforcements right away. Once they reach the forest, the knight leans the king's body against a large tree. There he is, it's Bedivere. It is a race against time. Even riding hard on horseback, it will take half a day to bring back the troops they left at the harbor. Any who see the king now would know that the king will not last until dawn. Please hold on until then. I promise I will bring our troops back here. The knight bows to his half-conscious king and returns to his white steed. Before he can leave, the king he thought unconscious calls out to him. Oh, Your Majesty, have you woken up? Yes, I was having a dream. The king's voice is faint, but there is warmth in it. Cabby, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. You are coming in at, like, the very, very end. This is, like, the epilogue of the epilogue, what we're doing right now. What is up, Raiders? My name is Conla Redleaf, aka Conla the Kingslayer, the Wandering Wolfboy Warrior. Awoo! Today is the final episode of Fate's Stay Night. The final Mythos Monday from, for Fate's Stay Night, the Fate route. Oh, thank you for getting the shout out. I was about to do it myself. Man, chat is busting it down right now. God damn. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Cabby, for raiding. Thank you, Mr. Runny, for the follow. Yeah, Cabby's fat, jiggly, poundable ass. Anyway, I knew what? Don't clip that. No. Shut up. Okay. Well, anyway. Like I said, you guys are coming in like at the very end. So, we'll probably only be going for a few more minutes if I'm being completely honest. If you need to raid and run, don't let me hold you up. If you gotta go get some rest, grab a snack, do whatever. But if you're sticking around, I hope you enjoy what little show there is left. You are green. You're a green leaflet. You should be able to customize that. If you're on desktop, just scroll down. The stream avatars thing should be down there. If you're on mobile, if you tap the stream, there should be like a little box that shows up. If you click on that, the stream avatar should be an option. And I think you can customize it from there. It's a little bit more complicated, but no, Nidman, no, no, don't clip that. God damn it! I really gotta watch my mouth when Cabby's around, I guess. Man can't even make a funny joke. Where's the lie, though? Anyway, thanks again for the raid. Thank you guys for joining me. We're gonna finish up the story. It should be only a couple more minutes left. A dream, sire? The knight's voice is imploring. The king's life is balanced on the tip of a blade. The darkness will surely take his king if the knight does not respond. Yes. I have not had many dreams, so it was a valuable experience. That is wonderful. Please, have a pleasant rest. I will call for reinforcements while you do. A faint gasp. The knight's words must have been unexpected. Your Majesty, have I said something to offend? No, you only surprised me. Can you still dream after you've woken? Are you saying I will return to that same dream after I close my eyes? Hey, congratulations, you're red now. A red leaflet. Now it's the knight's turn to be surprised. For a moment he is at a loss for words. At length he responds, though he knows there is no truth to what he says. Yes. If you truly desire it, you will indeed return to the same dream. I have experienced it myself. It's not possible. A dream is a fleeting thing, not something to return to. Even so, the knight lies to his king. It is the first and last time he will do such a thing. I see. You are quite knowledgeable, Bedivere. The king's soft voice is admirable. The king's head remains tilted down, not looking up at the knight. The king breathes so softly that it can barely be audible. Bedivere, take my sword. The knight receives his king's final order. Listen. Pass through the forest and travel over that bloody hill. Beyond that, you will find the lake. Throw my sword into it. I saw the notification show up on my iPhone that I use for tracking. I'm going to look at it. What? Your Majesty. That would mean... The knight knows what that means. The sword in the lake. To relinquish the sword that had protected the king and served as proof of kingship would mean the end of his king. Go. Once you have fulfilled my order, return here and tell me what you saw. The king does not take back orders. The knight takes the sacred sword and goes over the hill, his indecision weighing heavily on him. And so, 3 times the knight hesitates to follow his king's command. The lake looms in front of him, but he cannot throw the sword away. Doing so means his king will disappear. The knight's unwillingness to part with his king stays his hand, and so he returns to his king. Once again, the king orders him to throw the sword into the lake. When the knight lies and claims he's thrown the sword into the lake as ordered, his king simply replies, "Do as I have commanded you." To defy the king's order is a great sin for a knight, but he has already done so twice. Each time he stands before the lake, he hesitates at the thought of losing his king. No more. When the knight realizes he cannot alter his king's decision, on his 3rd visit, he hurls the sword into the lake. The sacred sword returns to the lake. A white hand emerges from the water and catches the blade, and the sacred sword vanishes from the world. And the knight finally accepts it. The end of his king. The responsibilities that had so long burdened the knight finally come to an end. By the 3rd time he crosses the hill, the first rays of morning light touch the forest. The ruins of the battlefield now distant. There is no trace of the bloody battle. Only a thin haze covers the hill. I've thrown the sword into the lake. It is back in the hands of the Lady of the Lake. At the knight's words, the king's eyes open. I see. Then you must stand proud. You have obeyed your king's command. The knight gives a silent nod to that voice, knowing the speaker is on the brink of death. It's all over. Turmoil will continue to grip the nation. The wars will not end. The day of ruin will come soon. But the king's battle is over. Because he, or rather she, fulfilled her role till the very end. The light fades. With everything done, the last of the strength that kept her going is spent. I must apologize, Bedivere. This sleep will be a... She closes her eyes. Slowly, as if going to sleep. The morning light spills through the treetops. As the king drifts to her eternal rest, a hush falls over the forest. The knight continues his vigil over the fallen king. The king he wished for. The solitary king, attended by only a single knight. And he finally sees the look he hoped for on his king's face. A peaceful sleep. In her last moments, the king finally finds the peace that had so long eluded her. The knight is overjoyed. The knight thanks whoever gave his king such comfort, and watches the king with a sense of pride. The heavens are distant, and the clear sky is blue. The battle is truly over. Are you watching, King Arthur? His words ride the wind. The sleeping king appears to sink into the endless blue. May your dream continue. A distant dream takes her. The battle is over. Let us put our swords down and rest in the momentary peace. After dozing in a warm dream, a new day will dawn. The days continue on, and we are still following the same star we once saw. And that's it. We got about 2 minutes until ads run, so we're just gonna sit here at the credits. I've delayed them as long as I possibly could. In the meantime, I'm going to pull up that tweet that Cabby told me not to. That, gentlemen, was Fate Stay Night Fate Route. It sure was. He put the fucking clip in the tweet. Look at how far we've come. That's a good clip. That's a good clip, man. You really capitalized on that. The classic streamer says don't clip that, chat clips that moment. Works every time. Produced by Type Moon. Alright, ads are happening any second now, so rip in pepperonis. Damn, that was quite some timing, wasn't it? I didn't think the credits would end so fast. Finn. Is there a fish in this story? That's a bad joke. All right. Alright, so we're back. We're gonna hang out for a little bit. We're gonna hang out for a minute. I'm gonna let the ads roll, and then we'll raid out. That is gonna be it for Mythos Monday for a while. Let me unmute sound alerts and such. There you go. Alright, there you go. There you go, there you go. You can play sound alerts and stuff now. You'll be able to hear them. Even though it's ad time at the moment. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So something else happened earlier today that I didn't mention, but I do want to bring it up now. Actually, we'll probably wait the extra 2 minutes until ads are over, but let me pull it up here really quick so that I have it ready for you guys. Da, da, da. Ba, ba, ba. There we go. Let me just copy link. Okay. Also pull up, see who's live, who we can raid for tonight as well. One thing at a time. What do we think, chat? I know a lot of you are getting hard blocked by the ads, but what do we think? I think I like the Fate route the least. I thought that before. I'm here on mobile to avoid ads, top tier strat. Do you not get ads on mobile? I'm a weirdo who pays for Twitch Turbo so that I don't get ads anywhere, but like, you do? But then how does... Oh, they're timed different. That's weird. I didn't know that. That's very weird. That's not something I can adjust. If it was, I would. Ads will be over in like 10 seconds anyway. What the hell was I just saying? Oh yeah, I think I have always thought that the Fate route was my least favorite, and I don't think my opinion has changed after reading the official visual novel, as opposed to watching the anime from Studio Dean way back when. I'm on mobile, yeah, I got ads. Feels bad. Yeah, I guess they're timed differently. I don't know. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But fucking what do I know? I'm not... I like the ending here. I like that it's kind of tragic that Saber and Shiro never got to have any more time together. I do kind of like that. If you join while ads are running, you don't get ads on mobile right away. Oh, that's interesting. That's weird. That's very weird, actually. I don't know, there was a lot of stuff that happened in the Fate route that I feel like should have happened throughout the route, but ended up getting kind of backloaded. Like, a lot of stuff happened in the last couple of chapters that should have happened earlier in the story. Like, character moments, specifically, between Shiro and Saber. For a while, Mythos Monday is going to go on hiatus. indefinite hiatus. I might try and splice in a couple other shorter stories of stuff in between what we've just done, the Fate route of Fate's Day Night, and what is planned to be our next VN, which is the second route of Tsukihime, the CL route. It'll be replaced by Mythos Sunday. No, definitely not. We'll probably just do other stuff on Mondays occasionally, or I might, it'll just depend. The next big thing that I want to do for Mythos Monday is Tsukihime, and then after the second Tsukihime route, we'll jump back to Fate's Day Night for Unlimited Bladeworks. Much with Tsukihime, I don't know if I want to start from scratch, or if I want to start at where the routes split off. I know that in Fate's Day Night, you can kind of start after the prologue and after the first, 2 days or so, depending on the decisions that you make, and you can jump right into the new route. That everything that comes before that is the same. The only there's an exit early on in the Fate route that leads you onto the Unlimited Bladeworks route. I don't know if it's exactly the same for Tsukihime. I imagine it's likely the same, that the first couple of chapters are identical, and then you make a key decision that puts you onto the next route. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, in between Mythos Monday proper on stream, I'm gonna start posting again on the website. And earlier today, I had an upload on the site for the first time since freaking October of an article that I wrote myself. I don't know how to. It's about Zenless Zone Zero, and talking about a little bit about the designs and the creatures that inspire the designs of one of the factions in Zenless Zone Zero, specifically the Victoria Housekeeping Company. I've been thinking about chatting about that for a little while. We haven't played a lot of Zenless on stream. It's kind of one of those games that I prefer to play in my off time, just because it's a comfort thing. It's an action game and a gacha game, so they fucking reeled me right in. I hope that you guys enjoy. It's a topic that I am very interested in, because it, in addition to discussing the horror genre roots of the character designs, it also talks a little bit about the rivalry between werewolves and vampires that has become kind of a staple in pop culture that it hasn't really existed beyond the past 30 years at most. So it's pretty fascinating to me. And the current patch, the current version of the game, I haven't finished the story mode of it myself. I keep putting it off. But the current version of the game has Lycon, the representative werewolf, and Hugo, the representative vampire, clashing and working together in mysterious ways. So it gave me the opportunity to speak a little bit about that rivalry that exists in media. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you want to take the time to read, I'll make a tweet about it as well, so that it's there. And I want to kind of make that a little more regular. It's the last time I wrote anything for the site was in October, and that was when I debuted. It was the lore stuff for the debut. Incidentally, if you don't know my lore and want to know my lore, that's where it is. Go check out the website, and you can find it there. The Red Leaf Branch. But yeah, I want to focus on doing more writing for the site, because it was something that it's an idea that I had and I liked, and then I neglected it for a while, so I want to try and get back into it. So it's important to me that I work on that, and I hope that you guys find enjoyment in it, because it's the things that I talk about on the site are things that I'm very interested in. I have another article that I'm writing. I might be about halfway done with it. That is particularly important to me. I'm probably going to post that in another 2 weeks or so, if I can get it done in a reasonable amount of time. You can also join the Patreon for updates regarding the site, as well as stuff regarding Build Hiroshi. That's going to be coming down the pipes. I can't guarantee a date for the next video, but I'm going to do my best to work on it and get it out before the end of this month, because the end of last month kind of threw me for a horrendous loop for reasons I'm sure we all know at this point. I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. I don't know that there's anything else that I want to talk about specifically. Like I said at the beginning of stream, scheduling is still a weird thing for me. There's so much that we are working on there's so many long-term things that we've got going on, and so many other things coming up in the coming weeks, that trying to make time for everything feels like kind of a nightmare. So I'm just gonna not worry too much about it. It'll be fine. For now, though, that's gonna do it for me for today. Let's see. I think... Oh my goodness. Because I mentioned him a little earlier in stream, we're going to send you guys on a little raid over to Little Nikto. He's playing some Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. Crazy that they shadow dropped that shit. Maybe eventually I'll play that game too. I don't know. There's so many things going on. So many games keep coming out. God, I haven't even touched Expedition 33. The first Berserker Kazan. Man, it would be so much easier to play all these video games if streaming was my primary source of income. Because then I wouldn't need to worry about the time. I could just do it. God, man, it stresses me the hell out. Anyway, Nikto is apparently doing a birthday subathon, so go wish him a happy birthday. We'll give him a happy birthday raid. There you go. There's your raid message. Copy paste that, spam it lovingly in chat. I'll see you guys over there, and then I will see you guys next stream. I don't know when it will be, and I don't know when what we'll be doing. It will probably be tomorrow, I think, and we might do more Dark Souls 2. If not, we'll do Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know. Until then, be nice, have fun. Raid Leaf, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta.